Hey, Jason here at Suffer City. We're diving into our strength workout here. Some lower pushing, some upper pulling. Now this is gonna be some more pure strength. So we'll see some lower repetitions, some higher weight loads, as well as some longer recovery durations here. So let's get into it. So starting out with our movement prep, it's gonna be fairly comprehensive, and at some point you would like it to start targeting some of the movements of the day, i.e. our front squat and some of the upper body pulling stuff. Now, I do have some foam rolling obviously loaded in there. We've got some stretching, some flowing, some air bike, kettlebell carries. Now, going about 40 seconds, and this will be each arm. So pick up a kettlebell, do 40 seconds on one side, 40 seconds on the other side, and then go through some kettlebell swings, some cleans, as well as some presses. And you'll go through that, I would say twice at minimum. Then we can get into the row erg. Here it is again. I've got a row erg lined up for you, 3,000 meters. Now, if you've been paying attention at all, you've been seeing these 3,000 meter rows or 3,000 meter ski ergs preceding a lot of these strength workouts. Now, as I've mentioned in the past, these are not here to tax you. We don't want to take you to the limit and stretch you out before your strength workouts. In fact, what we want to do is more or less take your foot off the throttle and condition your body, familiarize your systems with these two particular movements, the ski and the row. And so whether or not you ski more or row more is really up to you, but I do encourage you to get these in each and every time they're prescribed. Now notice we've got roughly a 16-minute time cap on our 3,000 meter ski ergs. It's taking it a time cap, no big deal, just mark the distance you achieved in that time cap. Again, keeping your RPE value somewhere around a 5. So focus on your technique, focus on the breathing. If you have questions about the technique, hey, look this stuff up. It's available to you. We'll likely put out a video that offers suggestions and recommendations for best efficiency on the ski erg, but there's a lot of good information out there. But you do want to be not just going through the motions, but practicing good movement patterns and good technique throughout your ski erg and your row ergs here. So let's get into the workout. So we're moving the front squat and we're doing some pull-ups. Everything moving along the vertical chain here. The front squats pushing from the lower body, and then our pull-ups pulling from the upper body. Now we're working 5 reps of each movement. So we will want to ensure that our weight loads are adequate. Now that means for the front squat, roughly 65, 75, maybe 80% of your 1 rep max will be adequate. Now you do want to have maybe 2 reps left in the tank here, maybe 3 reps left in the tank here, following that 5th rep of front squat. And so we don't want to necessarily take ourselves to the limit, but we want to get a good training input on each and every one of those reps. We should feel that they should be challenging, but as I mentioned, definitely doable. And then the transition from your front squat to your pull-up, you want it to be fairly immediate. So have a pull-up bar there available so that you can go right from the front squat into the pull-ups, and this is where you'll start to notice the heart rate start to escalate a little bit. These are considered strict pull-ups, and so if you're able to clear 5 strict pull-ups very easily, then you want to add some style of weight, whether around the waist with a weight belt, or you could put a dumbbell in between the feet or the knees. So whichever method there is preferred to you, and you need the weight, then go ahead and do that. But they ought to be fairly unbroken, but again, challenging. You should be able to have maybe, again, 3 reps left in the tank following the 5th pull-up. And as I mentioned, this should bring us to about 1 minute to 1:20 in the round, after which you could recover for the remainder of the 3 minutes. Now I'm encouraging 7 rounds here, with the first 2 being build-up rounds, and then you have 5 aggressive working rounds. Now you can have all 7 working rounds if you felt as though your warm-up was adequate leading into it. You could also just do 5 rounds and still get what we could call a minimum effective dose of a training input. That 7 rounds would be that optimal input for quality strength without requiring us to recover so much from it. So monitoring your heart rate, you will find yourself, I know I found myself, working up in that zone 3, even hitting as low zone 4 towards the latter rounds. Now, the front squats are challenging for me, and I usually come off the front squat breathing kind of heavily, and then going through strict pull-ups, trying to push that blood back up into the lat muscles is going to call in some bigger respirations, which will definitely bring my heart rate up. And so I'll usually find myself finishing those last 2 or 3 rounds in that zone 4, low zone 4 area. So don't be surprised if you see your heart rate going up here. So that's it, keeping it very simple for this strength workout. An overall RPE value of roughly 5, meaning you should be able to recover and get back into another workout, depending upon what style of workout it is, anywhere from 6 to as many as 12 hours, but as few as 6 hours after this, your body should have some prime ability and readiness for another workout. Okay, so it's Jason here signing off, and until next time, be great.